Hey everybody, this is Andrew. Everybody keeps asking me, throughout the years, how did you get to work with Carmen, right? And so if you don't know who Carmen is, right, they were one of those bands that came around on YouTube, right? One of the first viral hitting videos to almost break YouTube, before like all these Justin Bieber, crazy robot, views that they're getting. These were legitimate people blown away, with the performance of two of these people, Amy and Nick. So a lot of people ask me, hey, how did you get to work with Carmen? And so I'm going to just break it down right now because, that was an awesome time. And, I have nothing but amazing things to say about them. Let's dive right into this. I'm going to make this probably a multiple video series. There's just so much here to tell you, and so many cool stories like that, you might find interesting. So once again, my name is Foxatron. Also go by the name Andrew B. But here's the thing. I'm going to start playing this video because I forgot. I was just randomly looking up what happened to Carmen or something like that, or it just popped up in my feed. And anyways, I'm gonna put him on because he explains Carmen way better than me.
Remember when YouTube was in its purest form? Everyone was trying to learn the Gangnam Style dance. Obama was lip syncing to Call Me Maybe. Flash mobs were still a thing.
Oh yeah.
Well,
time.
if so, you may remember the group Carmen. Carmen was a pop duo who first found success on YouTube through covering popular songs, only to then sign with a major record label. They were one of the biggest breakout artists in 2012, but today, Carmen is nowhere to be found. In this video, I'll be answering the mystery question, whatever happened to Carmen?
Because they had 45
But first, let's start with a brief biography.
Views.
Carmen consisted of boyfriend
weeks.
Nick Noonan and girlfriend Amy Heidemann.
On YouTube.
The two met at the beginning of sophomore year while attending Berklee College of Music.
Yep.
After graduating, the pair decided to start a band together, and thus
both got
Carmen was born. They started to post consistent YouTube covers of popular
I was in that
songs
apartment.
at the time. Nick would often play the instruments
They had my brother
while
and
Amy
Jason
took over
and I
the
at
singing.
that apartment.
Fans would begin to notice
My
the
brothers,
amazing
Jason,
vocal
Josh,
chops
and I,
Amy had,
we were all,
but also took note of her rapping skills.
Chill with these guys.
After posting covers to songs such as Adele's Set Fire to the Rain and Nicki Minaj's Super Bass, they started to build a slow yet steady fan base.
They were just so
It wasn't
humble,
until
just
they
so
posted
funny.
a cover of Chris Brown's Look
Their
at Me
energy
Now
was so
that their
positive and
channel went
uplifting.
viral. People were shocked to see
Jason
a
and I,
20-year-old white girl
we actually
spitting
stayed over
Busta
their
Rhymes
house.
rap verses to perfection.
And we actually
After
got
their video
wings
went viral,
right around
they went to where
right
all
around
people
the
go when
corner
things go
where let's
viral,
eat.
The Ellen Show. They went to Ellen to
went to-
perform their
yeah, it was a-
cover
it was
of
a lot
Look
of
at Me
fun.
Now,
We
as
had
well as
some
an
cool
original
stories from
song
there.
called On Your Side. Following this, they released an EP named The Winslow Sessions.
Winslow
Their
Sessions.
song Take It Away was a lead single and was actually used as promotion in the 2011
I think
NBA
Jason,
Finals.
did
With
all
the
their
semi-success
album
of their
work
single,
for
lots of fans were
graphic
wondering
design.
if they were going to sign to a major record label. And on June of 2011, these once independent artists announced that they signed a recording contract with none other than L.A. Reid. If you've ever watched any of my videos before, then you know how I feel about L.A. Reid. Do not sign with him, he is trash. But we'll get into why later.
All right,
They
forget
released
that.
their first debut EP called Hello on February 27th, 2012. Their lead single, Broken Hearted, was a smash hit, going on to be platinum in the US and double platinum in Australia. It was Broken Hearted that would take them from being YouTube cover artists to mainstream pop stars. Their second single, Hello, also did really well commercially, going on to be #1 on Billboard Dance Club Songs. And with regards to the promotion of the EP, I thought it was great. Their label was doing an amazing job. They were on every televised show.
All right, so,
SNL,
he's
Elvis
got
Duran, America's Got
basically
Talent. And for their first
storytelling
EP, they kept this 40s styled look.
Ellen,
Amy would swoop her
Generous
hair in what
Show,
was called the
Questlove.
suicide swoop because, it was 2012 and everybody had to be different. After completing their EP, they started to work on their first debut album. It was delayed for a few months due to disagreements with their label. Their album named Pulses was eventually released on March 25th of 2014. It debuted on number
And then, they got like 8 times platinum. So let's look at their views. Just one video is at 45 million views. And so I think they were at KARMIN Covers. I think that was their name, Queen KARMIN Covers. So let's look up KARMIN Covers. All right. Yeah. All right. So this was the one that broke the internet, right? So here we are. 110 million views. And so, Jason and I went over here and, into their apartment. Their apartment was just so cool to see the place, just quaint and humble, and it was I love that area of where they lived. But
yellow model chick,
so,
yellow
right?
model sipping,
But nobody
yellow
knew, like, she'd
Lamborghini,
only
yellow
been
top missing,
rapping for like 6 months.
That stuff looked like a toupee. I
And
get what
she'd
you
only
ate
been
in
playing
10
guitar.
years, in 2 days.
Ladies love me.
6 months before she recorded with me. So question is, like, hey, how did you get to do this? Like, who introduced me to KARMIN and AB and Nick and all that stuff? So it was my brothers. They are they're very well known in the community, and Jason and Josh Beaton are the people to go to in Boston. And Josh has been with like the radio or something. Jason almost got signed to Sony Records, or a division of it. Anyways, long story short, Jason is super talented. He's my other brother. He has this he has Jay Parker. And so when we recorded Jay Parker, right, it was an acoustic guitar, and we put on some producer stuff on there and did the bells and whistles. But oh my God, like, it was one of the most talented songs I ever heard. And so I think KARMIN heard his shit, and so I think they're like, hey, let's how do we record this? Or I forgot how it happened, but Jason linked me up to these guys. And so, yeah, he's like, yeah, I work with these dudes. And the funny thing is, like, they both, I think Nick, Jason, and Josh, like all my brothers and plus Nick, worked at, I think it was like California Pizza Kitchen in Boston. So anyways, they tried to get me to work there. I almost had a management position, but kind of decided not that. So anyways, back to the story. So how did I get to record and produce and work with KARMIN? Like, it's such a cool story. I'm going to break it up into multiple parts. But I just have to say, they're some of the most talented people I've ever met. Like, really, when I heard them play, it was so clean. When you have a musician that comes to the session, they know their parts. You don't have to punch them in every 3 times, every 3 seconds, every 3 lines just to record a new a new sentence. They knew their things before they came in, so they had practiced. They weren't just writing when they got to the studio, so they had their stuff down. But yeah, they both got scholarships to Berkeley. So I don't know if you know who Berkeley is, but it's a really good school. It's like the Hogwarts of music. So yeah, that being said, they came down, and I think it was Pettingill Farm in Salisbury, Massachusetts, and we had a barn studio there, and my grandparents let me use this place, and it was just so cool. We turned a little bit of the barn into a little bit of the studio. So anyways, we were so do it yourself. Like, we were like putting beds up and stuff for isolation for like an ISO booth. So that was the funniest part, but it was function, you know what I mean? And so they came with an acoustic guitar and a cajon. So, acoustic guitar, cajon, and that is it. And so they wanted some like, some kind of like hip hop sound or something. So, yeah, we ended up recording them, and I'll show you that at some point. It's all my SoundCloud stuff. So SoundCloud, I have the whole link for SoundCloud. Bingo and Andrew John Beaton. There we go. That's the name. And this is all my secret files, like the stuff I don't share anybody. But hold on here. You know, I had millions of views, but at the time, I think SoundCloud took a lot of views down for a lot of these people. So yeah, I mean, down at the bottom, very bottom, you're going to see Jay Parker. Well, these are all my EDM because I'm definitely a producer. I've been a producer for 20 years. So, all right. So yeah, so you're going to see a KARMIN remix. I did a remix of that. Yeah, so these are pre-production carbon copies. So yeah, carbon copy, we recorded that. And you scroll down. This is Jay Parker. This is what I was talking about. So he was just so good. So I'll just show you how super tight sound. That in the barn, right? And so the barn studio. And
follow the signs, pack up my things, and I'll write you a letter back in December, cause my home is in your heart. Pack up my things.
Oh man, so they heard that, and I think I don't know. I think Jason brought it into work or something. I don't know. Who knows? They ended up hearing it, and they were like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, we need to record it or something like that." Jason's like, well, my brother went to school for this. You know, he actually engineered. He went to school for this. He's been doing it his entire life. I think since he was 10 years old. So they were like, yeah, you know, let's collab. And so, anyways, yeah, there's so much more of this story, and I want to cover more and get to all this stuff. But you know, there's a lot of facets. And it's just such a cool story. And I feel like, you know, someday I want my daughter to know Daddy was cool. You know, someday I want my daughter Isla to know that Daddy was cool. So that's kind of why I'm making this video for her. And if anybody else sees it, that's cool too. So yeah, here's the thing. So they heard Jay Parker. Jay Parker, you know, he's super clean. And his way he writes, the way he sounds, it was just like one take every single time. So, anyways, with KARMIN, I'm a perfectionist. So they came to me with a guitar and they wanted a cajon. So I don't know if you guys know what a cajon looks like, but let's see. I think he's playing on cajon.
Hey, I'm on my cool J. If you get what I get,
What would you say?
But yeah, cajon is just a box, right? And so somehow it's a musical box that he just hits, and you know it's hard to make percussive sounds out of that on a recording sound good, right? So you know I had to do a lot of trickery, and you know we can go into a video about exactly what I did, but you know it was just I don't know. It was such a cool experience, right? I had no, you knew, right? You knew, right? They were so talented, they stood out. They weren't like every other person I've worked with or every other person I recorded. These guys stood out among the rest. You know, Amy's just super nice. You know, Amy and Nick, they are just super positive, super nice. You know, I think she came from like Nebraska, you know, and you know, I think they met at Berkeley, and yeah, so it's a really cool love story they had. It eventually got married, but that being said, you know, I want to continue this in a part 2, and you know, if you guys like this, just you know, you want to see more, definitely share it, subscribe, and like. I'm actually going to be showing you guys to my new channel, Foxatron. So my Foxatron channel, just look up Foxatron on YouTube, and you'll find me. So Foxatron. And so you're going to find links and all that stuff there. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And yeah, we'll have to do part 2 like right away, because there's some cool stuff. As far as I think, cool, funny stories. I like to pretend like we're around a campfire right now, and I'm telling people some cool stories. So, anyways, if you like this, share, subscribe, and yeah, I was always asked, how did this happen? How did Carmen happen? And I don't know. I have my brothers to thank, and Carmen to thank. So they're just cool people. So yeah, it's definitely going to be part 2, but make sure you like, and make sure you subscribe, and share this. All right, Foxatron here. We'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.